of course, you're always anxious to get out and get the first one under your belt and see what kind of football team you have. I think Tennessee coaches, as well as the fans and everybody, is expecting Tennessee to come with a good football team, and I think they're going to do that. The big question at this point is probably how the quarterback's going to operate. I think Francis, I'm sure he's probably the most anxious person of all to get out here and get a little time under his belt and show people what he can do. But I think he's going to be the key to this football team this year.
The key to the New Mexico team, which has a great offensive record, last year third in the country, Bill Anderson, their quarterback, left-hander Billy Rucker. We're going to see Rucker in action last year, and you can sort of tell us what this left-hander can do with that football.
Well, he can do a lot of things with a strong arm. Of course, he's experienced back there, John. They have a lot of experienced players on offense. He's a pretty good runner. I think we're going to get a shot of him here, maybe carrying the ball. Pretty strong-legged kid and can turn it upfield pretty well. He's a dangerous threat.
So Rucker is the quarterback for the New Mexico Lobos, and Bill Anderson a moment ago alluded to the fact that Tennessee, of course, will be going with a new quarterback since both Tony Robinson and Darrell Dickey, who led Tennessee in that department last year, are gone, and the heir apparent, Francis.
Obviously, of course, at least tonight, obviously, because Sanders is not going to be dressing out. But, no, I think both Sanders and Francis have shown excellent prospects. They're going to be excellent prospects. Francis got the nod. Job's in his hands now if he can carry on with it. He's got a good, strong arm. All he needs, I think, is the experience.
The strength of Tennessee would be what? The offensive line, maybe?
Well, I would think offensive line and running backs, defensive secondary.
You'll be seeing it. Tennessee and New Mexico should be exciting as football kicks off in Knoxville. We'll see the action coming up in just 1 minute. The Volunteers of Tennessee come racing on to the new all-pro turf. It's a new surface at the University of Tennessee Shields Watkins Field through the giant T formed by the pride of the Southland Band. And it will be Tennessee, defending Southeastern Conference champions, against the New Mexico Lobos. Tennessee in orange. Those of you watching in black and white, the darker jerseys, and there you see New Mexico. The colors of the Lobos are silver and cherry, wearing white uniforms with cherry or red numerals. The officials, half from the Western Athletic Conference and half are from the Southeastern Conference. 7 officials, of course, indicating there that New Mexico will receive the opening kickoff, and that means that Tennessee will be kicking off. One of the 10 players suspended from this game, Carlos Rivas, will not be playing, and so Phil Rich will be kicking off his first game ever as a volunteer. This is John Wharton with Bill Anderson to send you the play-by-play. Capacity crowd. Thousands outside trying to get in. Can't. There's the bounce. Taken by Crum. And he loses the ball out of bounds. And so it will be New Mexico on offense taking the ball, first down and 10 to go. And it will be New Mexico after the return of 17 yards at the 12-yard line. Game just getting underway. The quarterback is Rucker for New Mexico. This is he. He's a left-hander, as you see. Pass incomplete. It was intended for number 80, downfield Whitehead. Second down, 10 yards to go. The backfield, single running back is Burgess. 24, Rogers in motion. That's Rogers. No, that's Mathis to the 21-yard line. Charles Davis on the tackle. Bill Anderson, enthusiastic crowd on a gorgeous evening.
Sellout crowd, and it is a pretty night, John. And the Lobos are coming out throwing just as expected. They're trying to flood the zones over there, throwing the quick passes, trying to keep the Tennessee defense from being able to get to the passer. That time they made the completion, but Charles Davis was right up to make the stop.
There will be third down. 0-0. That's Mathis in motion, back and forth. This is he. A swarm of volunteers. There's Tyrone Robinson, who's starting as an outside linebacker. I do not think he got the first down. A second look, Bill.
Rucker again. Of course, that's just a quick swing pass coming in behind the two split receivers, clearing the area. With the quick receivers that he has, it's very difficult to get out there and cover that. Stop it much shorter than that.
14 Brown slowed him. And it's not enough for the first. So on fourth down, here's Keller to punt. Andre Kramer for Tennessee asks for and makes the fair catch. So Tennessee goes on offense for the first time. The Volunteers in the backfield will go with Jeff Francis at quarterback, Keith Davis, and William Howard, the running backs. This is Francis throwing on the first down. Hoping to. And it is overthrown. Ooh, what a lick. Number 4, Terrence Cleveland. Pass is incomplete. Cleveland a wide out along with Thomas Woods. Cleveland from Sweetwater, Woods wearing number 5 from Gallatin, Tennessee, and Joey Clinkscales 87. No score. Francis, Davis.
Just a little bit of a delay up the middle there. Not much running room.
Keith Davis got 4 yards on the play. It'll be third down and 6. A second look at Keith Davis. Last year, Davis for Tennessee carried the ball 141 times, gaining 684 yards. Was the leading rusher in his freshman year. He is a sophomore. His compatriot there, Howard, is a junior. Francis on third down. Incomplete. Intended for Keith Davis. So Tennessee faces the fourth down, and here comes Bob Garman, a junior from Birmingham. Last year averaged 39 yards per punt. The snap by Zucchino, good punt. Mathis. That's David Poole, 13. Freshman, Cincinnati, Ohio. Outstanding defensive back. New Mexico first down and 10 to go, and spots the ball at the 18-yard line. 0-0 the score. Number 12 is Rucker. It's complete. That was Mathis who made the catch, and that's the second catch for Mathis. Gain of 9 yards. McDaniels covering for Tennessee on the play. It'll be second down.
Well, Rucker's coming out on the rollout. John trying to stay away from the rush, get outside of it, and they do a good job of spreading Tennessee's defense. They go from one sideline to the other, and of course just trying to hit the short patterns after the wideouts have cleared the area.
86 was McDaniels making the stop, as we mentioned. Second down, about a yard to go. Rucker, pitch. That was Rogers who got the ball. Maybe he wished he hadn't.
Peppers hit him a shot.
Tackle made by Victor Peppers for Tennessee. Let's take another look.
He does a good job faking the dive inside. Now he can turn upfield. Once that quarterback turns upfield like that, it really makes it tough on everybody, because that the play will go. They have to play him, and then if he can make that late pitch, it could go a long ways. Peppers, if he'd have missed that tackle, that'd have been a big gainer.
Well, Rogers got the first down, and it's 1st and 10 New Mexico. 0-0 the score. Again, it's Rucker. Sprint out. Pass. Mathis. It's complete. Gain of 6. Second down 4. We'll set Tennessee defensively for you in a moment. Mathis stopped right in the middle.
Tennessee trying to go after the rollout pretty strong, I think. John, you can see the rerun. They try to put a little reverse misdirection on him, but Tennessee played it perfectly.
That's Tyrone Robinson, who's an outside linebacker along with Dale Jones. Brian Kimbrough, injured, is not playing. Here's that inside reverse. Another look, and there you see Robinson, who's right in position. Bobby Scott, Brian Hunt, Mark Hovanek. Linebackers will be Milton Gordon, Keith DeLong alternating, and Darren Miller. Flags fly, as you see. The secondary has, well, really it's Peppers and Brown and Davis and McDaniel alternating with Kramer right now. Illegal procedure. New Mexico. 5-yard penalty makes it third down and 12 at the 28-yard line. 0-0 the score. Rucker, pressure, sack. Tyrone Robinson.
One of the few times, or the first time at least, he's tried to pull up in the pocket. The rush got him that time. They came right in there on him. He didn't try to get away from the rush, pull up in there, as you could see, orange shirts everywhere.
So it will be 4th down, and here comes Keller into the game to punt. It's still 0-0.
Good rush by Tennessee. Almost got to the punt. Kramer's taking it, and a whole host. Good coverage by the Lobos down there. Not much running room.
Ooh. Keith Davis. He's on his way, and he's going to score. What a hole. Keith Davis for Tennessee. Blocked by Jim Miller, number 25, who was in there at fullback. And that offensive line for Tennessee, what a job they do, Bill. There's 25 Miller. There's the block.
Miller makes a great job in the side there with the block, and I think the Lobos were coming with a little bit of a blitz that time. They caught them once they popped the line of scrimmage. It was clear sailing.
The blocking for Tennessee up front, you've got Darrell Smith, Harry Galbraith, Ray Robinson, John Bruin, Bruce Wilkerson. And so now, all first-time players, Sakino, England, and Rich attempting the extra point. It's up, and it is good. Let's take another look at this run. Keith Davis.
See, once he gets by Miller's block there, nobody right up the gut.
And he explodes downfield for 46 yards, and the Volunteers get the lead. There's time out on the field with the score. Tennessee 7, New Mexico 0. We move along in the first period with Tennessee leading by a score of 7-0 as we pick up the action. That was Howard carrying the ball on a 3rd down for Tennessee, and he picks up the 1st down on a gain of 4 yards. Another look at, I said Howard, that really is Miller carrying that football. And so with Francis at quarterback, Tennessee has it 1st down and 10 at the 44-yard line. Jim Miller. The pitch. Keith Davis. Oh, he's hit, and hit hard. A loss of a yard on the play. So Tennessee is faced with 2nd down.
Well, it's just a simple pitch trying to run off tackle or get to the outside. The Lobos played it perfectly, and Davis had no running room at all.
The score remains 7-0. This drive for Tennessee began after a fine punt by Keller at the 5-yard line. And the Vols have done it mostly on the ground, but they're mixing it up. And here goes Francis back to throw. It is complete. What a grab by Joey Clinkscale.
That was a shot by Francis, too, John. He really rifled that ball in. You could see him come back, set up, and deliver it. He put it right on the money, but that was a great catch there by George.
I'm not so sure that the cornerback didn't tip it, but Clinkscales maintained the concentration, and you see how far he was, about 1.5 yards past the 1st down marker. So Tennessee picks up the 1st down on the completion to Clinkscales for 9 yards. Davis again. That's Keith Davis. Gaining 6 yards through the left side, tackled by Vaughn. Davis, who scored the touchdown now in 6 carries, has gained 66 yards. The TD run was good for 46 yards. Right to ground level, and you can look Jeff Francis in the eye. Jim Miller, senior Nashville Father Ryan. 10-yard gain, it's a 1st down.
He just slipped it in there to Miller, right? He just slips in, gets a good block there, opening the hole, and he just waltzes up in through there for nice yardage.
That was John Bruin giving him the block. He's the tackle on the right side from Knoxville, a senior, at 285. Francis taken on one knee by Anthony Miller, a junior college transfer from Pasadena, California, has great speed, Bill Anderson.
Oh, Tennessee has some flyers, I'll tell you. He's one of them that can really move.
The ball's back to the eye. This has been a drive that now, let's see, has gone 17 plays from the 5-yard line. Francis. Well, he was going for Miller. Miller was defended there by Crum, and the pass is overthrown, incomplete in the end zone. 3rd down, nearing the end of the first quarter of this football game. Pass complete. That's Terrence Cleveland with the catch.
Pretty good coverage there for the Lobos, really, and Francis put that ball right on target. Good offensive line protection there. Give him time to zip it in there, and he puts it right in. The Lobos weren't that far off and come up and make a pretty good hit.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score, Tennessee 7, New Mexico nothing.
The biggest show on the Midway.
Second quarter beginning, and Tennessee now is faced with 4th down and 16 at the 16. So into the game will come Rich to attempt a 33-yard field goal on this, the first play in the second quarter. Tennessee leading by a score of 7-0. England will hold, Zucchino will snap, and Rich will attempt the field goal. And will go to the end zone, and you can watch it. 7-0 Tennessee. There's the kick. It's good. And Phil Rich gives Tennessee a 10-0 lead. And there you see Carlos Revés, who is cheering on his replacement, as Revés is sitting out this game under the suspension for the ticket violation we've mentioned earlier. And here you see Rich, who's kicking off. Tennessee really had considered even before Revés' suspension using Rich on kickoffs. Let's see what he does. Here it is. Drills it. That's a pretty good job, because that's the touchback going out of bounds right there. So Phil Rich does his job, kicking from the 35-yard line this year. That's one rule change, which should add some excitement to kickoff, certainly, as far as returns are concerned. And here's the give to Burgess, the fullback. And he grinds forward for a gain of about a yard before he's met and stopped by Robbie Scott. Rucker, the pitch. Mathis. And there was McDaniel.
Tennessee played that one super, John. Of course, they had a little dipsy doodle in there. You can see all the way around the spin. I don't know whether he might have missed a handoff. Well, that's a design play, but he set it up perfectly. Must have been designed, but Tennessee was in perfect position.
Well, the pitch was to Mathis. The stop by McDaniel on the play. New Mexico illegal procedure declined. 3rd down, long yardage. Rodgers in motion. Rucker.
He's not afraid to run, is he?
Strong runner. Last year went over 600 yards as a quarterback net. And I'm sure he was sacked along the way. Actually, total offense, Rucker from Clovis, New Mexico, was over 3,000 yards in the year, 2,475. And an impressive quarterback. Well, into punt on 4th down and 6 will be Keller. And deep for Tennessee is Kramer. The Vols lead 10-0. And New Mexico has Keller getting it away. A relatively short punt. Kramer racing up. Can't get the ball. It bounces by him. Taking a New Mexico roll all the way. Continuing to roll down inside the 10. And will be downed at the Tennessee. There you see about the 7-yard line. There's timeout on the field with the score. Tennessee 10, New Mexico nothing. On the ground, they've got it first down at the Tennessee 7-yard line, and lunging through the right side of the line for a gain of 5 yards is Burgess. So Tennessee's lead of 10-0 is threatened as New Mexico has marched the ball from the New Mexico 10-yard line. Now you see it at the Tennessee 2, and it's going to be 2nd down. New Mexico back to the wishbone. Tennessee digging in. Burgess, touchdown for the Lobos. Bill Anderson running that ball very, very well.
Very well. And, of course, the strong running inside there by Burgess, John, was set up with a couple of options, well, several options going to the outside, and got Tennessee maybe playing that a little bit. They usually faking that dive play. They've given it to him 2 or 3 times in a row there and picked up nice yardage, and that time just took it right on in for the touchdown.
And so New Mexico, which last year was among the leaders, third in the nation in total offense. They come with a great drive, and it's now 10-6. The extra point by Bell is good, and so it is now 10-7 in favor of Tennessee. But New Mexico is right back in the middle of this game, and with a very diversified offense, the Volunteers need to react. It's going to be Bell to kick off. Tennessee will have Thomas Woods from Gallatin deep to receive the kickoff. It's 10-7 here in the second quarter of this game. A crowd in excess of 93,000, and as we mentioned, Bill, we were advised that before the game there were thousands of people trying to get into the game. They're still milling around. There's simply no tickets.
It's unbelievable. It's amazing what a Southeastern Conference championship will do for you, isn't it?
It certainly is. Here's the kick coming outfield. Woods will field it, stumbles and falls, and downs the ball in the end zone. Touchback will give the ball to Tennessee. First down and 10 at the Volunteer 20-yard line. Jeff Francis, sophomore from Mount Prospect, Illinois, is the quarterback. The pass complete. Clinkscales almost broke it. Joey Clinkscales making the catch for Tennessee. Last year he caught 22 passes for 434 yards. Bill, a second look.
Well, they just taking inside, trying to hit the quick screen out there, and here comes his blocker crossing in front of him, gets there. He doesn't really get his man, and he gets back inside just enough to trip him up. If he'd have made that block clean, Joey might still be running.
There's the pass. There's Clinkscales. The block attempt, I think that was Bruce Wilkerson who gave him the little edge. Anyway, it's a first down for Tennessee at the 40. Keith Davis twisting forward. Got a couple of yards. In the middle of the line for New Mexico defensively, you've got Cole. He's from Chattanooga, played at Chattanooga Central on the outside. Edwards, Mady, Douglas, and Umdenstock. Johnson and Sells, the linebacker. Francis, complete. So just one-on-one. Vince Carter. He's a junior from Nashville, Overton. Take a look at this, Bill.
Well, the Lobos are giving single coverage out on both sides out there, Johnny. He has the single coverage and laying off of him pretty good. Tennessee's just standing up there and popping it, taking advantage of it.
Well, that was a gain of 10 yards. Tennessee first down. Same play, same catch, and same man, Carter. 7-yard pickup, second down and 3. Spot the ball at the 42-yard line of the Lobos. Complete. Woods twisted down. Got the first down, I believe, with a pickup of 4 yards, and Tennessee will have it first down and 10 at the 38-yard line. Woods for Tennessee, 5'9", 164.
Just throwing the quick hitches to the outside where they have the single coverage. The offensive line standing in there doing a good job giving him time to throw the ball, but he doesn't have to have a lot of time on that type pattern.
It is first down for Tennessee. The Vols lead by a score of 10-7. Miller, 30. Still on his feet, 20. 15-yard line. Anthony Miller. Finally wrestled down by Kirkendall. Gain of 23 yards. Anthony Miller.
Well, they fake the swing here, and of course it's set up beautifully. Look at all these orange shirts out here in front. They make a block or two there for him, and the speed, he just takes it around the corner, gets away from the man almost down, and quick feet.
Anthony Miller, a third look, and you'll see somebody clearing the path. It should be Wilkerson. That's who it is, 68.
Good job there blocking. Miller does the rest on his own, John. He's going to be an outstanding player, I think.
And a fumble picked up by Howard, who rolls it down. As Tennessee comes with that drive off the right side of the line, and William Howard lost the handle, but it ricochets right back. Let's take a look.
Well, he gets a nice hole in there, right there. He gets a helmet on the ball, it pops loose, but Big Howard's alert enough and goes after it and recovers his own fumble.
And so it will be for Tennessee as Howard comes out of the lineup. Beautiful night and a packed house. Francis. Pitch. Flags flying all over the place. Play will be nullified. Tennessee perhaps illegally in motion as referee Works steps in to indicate the sign. Tennessee's got Keith Davis in the backfield. Davis for the Vols to this point has carried the ball 10 times for 73 yards. So Tennessee back to the line, leading by a score of 10-7. Davis, big hole. Davis, 10, 5, touchdown, Big Orange.
Great call.
Keith Davis, his second score. And he now has 2 touchdowns, 11 carries, 87 yards.
Tennessee brought in their wideouts, set up the passing situation, came back with just a little bit of a draw. Keith Davis does some fine running to the outside, good blocking, and takes it in for the score. That was an excellent call.
So Tennessee has built its lead back to 9 points, and here's Rich again to attempt the extra point. As the Volunteers and the Lobos battle, and New Mexico had that outstanding scoring drive, but Tennessee answers it in kind. Going downfield, 80 yards, 8 plays. Extra point is good by Rich. That's the end of the first half. With the score, Tennessee 17, New Mexico 7.
Souvenirs in the new Alpine Village Market. On your next football weekend, come to Gatlinburg and Ober-Gatlinburg.
Why not? The patented circle drill as Tennessee with 2 touchdowns by Keith Davis leads at halftime by a score of 17-7. 10 seconds for station identification. You're watching Tennessee Football 86 on the UTV network.
WPTY TV Memphis.
The Pride of the Southland Band performing at halftime will be joined, and you see along the sideline on both sides of the football field, and now marching or running some of them out onto the field, will be the country western square dancers, and what a performance they put on. Right now, we're going to take a pause as we say we'll be back with the second half of tonight's game in just 1 minute. Second half getting underway, and New Mexico taking the kickoff, bringing it back out to the 14-yard line where it's first down and 10 to go. And New Mexico, Bill Anderson is staying in that wishbone attack. Worked very well as they got the touchdown there, and here they're still in it. And here's Rucker, and what a job he's doing.
Oh, he's done a great job. Of course, he doesn't mind carrying the ball, John. He faked a dive inside and saw a little opening in there. He takes it right up inside. They have had some success with the wishbone, giving Tennessee a fit with it, really, and so they're just going to stay with it until Tennessee stops it.
That's Rucker. There's the pitch. Might have been a forward, not so, says the official. And it was Rucker. Delayed pitch to Rogers. Big gain. We'll take a second look. Rogers there, a senior, tacked on 23 yards. Let's check it. There you see Rucker.
Once he turns up the field like that, he really puts a strain on the defense. You see, they don't know what to do, and very close, very close.
Very, very close to a forward lateral, but ruled not so. So a 23-yard pickup by Rogers. All told, 37 yards, first down at the Tennessee 43-yard line. New Mexico trailing, but moving with that ball, keeping it on the ground. Rucker, option. Met and stopped this time. Got 3 yards, but then Darren Miller, number 45, is over from his linebacking position to make the tackle.
Well, he just takes the dive. Of course, that's the wishbone offense with all the options coming out there. Tennessee played it very well that time. They took the pitch away from him and then came up to meet him.
New Mexico started throwing the football at this football game, but they've only put the ball in the air one time in the second and third quarter. Burgess banging over the right side. Good blocking up front by that forward wall, which is a veteran team for New Mexico. Third down. Rucker changing the play. Third and a yard at the Tennessee 34. And Burgess submarines through as he just dives for a first down to the Volunteer 30-yard line. The blocking for New Mexico, Steve Parr, Donaldson, Maney, McCabe, and Luther. And New Mexico is moving. Burgess gets a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 at the 29. Tennessee leading by 10 points. Rucker keeping. Tennessee took the pitch that time, and Rucker slides inside, and he goes for 11 yards and a first down. He's a senior, Bill, and you can tell he's been there.
Oh, he's been there. He knows what to do with the football. They take the pitch right there away from him. He sees the daylight and just turns it up inside. He's a strong runner, too, John. He moves the ball forward.
A third look at the run by Rucker. There you saw the fake of the pitch. Kramer is the man who made the tackle. And it's 1st and 10 at the 18. Rucker, Pitt, Rogers. Tight roping along that far sideline, the east sideline, as the team is moving toward the south end zone. And it was a gain on the play of 6 yards by Rogers at the 12, 2nd down and 4. Burgess gets a couple. 54 Jones is there for Tennessee defensively. 55 into the ball game. That's Brian Kimbrough, who has been slowed with an injury, but as New Mexico is moving, Tennessee gets Kimbrough into that lineup, and he helps out Dale Jones.
They're mixing their plays very well. They go to the outside with that option, faking the dive 2 or 3 times, and Tennessee starts overplaying it a little bit. Come right back and give it to him. Burgess strong running inside.
3rd down, 2 to go. Burgess got 1. I do not think he got the first down. Brown and Hovanek. There's Hovanek at the bottom. 14 is Brown. And it is not a first down. So it will be 4th and a yard. Tennessee leads by 10. New Mexico going for the first down deep in Tennessee territory. Pitch, Rogers. He's got the first down and more. Darting and spinning around that far side. Very quick. It's Rogers, who is a senior from Phoenix, Bill.
Well, you can see he's faking the inside just with a quick pitch this time. And, of course, Rogers has great quickness and speed, and he has enough to get around the corner and try to come up and force it. And he makes it to the outside and picks up about 5 yards.
Darren Miller saved the touchdown, knocking him out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Tennessee leading by a score of 17-7. But New Mexico has it 1st and goal. Burgess, touchdown, Lobos.
There it is again, Burgess inside. Of course, they fake him in there, fake him in, and get a little bit lax, and then they give it to him. And he's a strong kid.
So New Mexico this time goes 86 yards for the touchdown, and Burgess from his fullback position carrying that football for his 2nd touchdown. And he now in 16 carries has gained 59 yards.
Good blocking by the Lobo offensive line, too, John. They had a nice hole in it.
So here's Bell to attempt the extra point. It's up, and it is good. There's time out of the field with the score. Tennessee 17, New Mexico 14.
Outdoor gym and beautiful mountain scenery, to our spectacular nightclub, restaurant, and huge indoor swimming pool. And the Park Vista has a family plan that lets kids eat and sleep free, plus a senior citizen special with free breakfast and dinner. So spend your next football weekend at Gatlinburg's Park Vista in the Smokies.
There's a world of fun for everyone. Smoky Mountain style. Park Vista.
It's a 17-14 game, and New Mexico is showing some offense, and Tennessee's offense has to react. New Mexico trailing by 3. Here's Bell kicking off. And that will be Woods. He's going to bring it out of there to the goal line. Woods. Thomas Woods knocked out of bounds. Woods returns it. And 31-yard return gives Tennessee the ball first down and 10 at the 31-yard line of the Volunteers. It's a 3-point game. Francis, complete. That's Miller.
Again to the quick screen out there. The Lobos played it pretty well. There wasn't much running room there. They didn't get the blocks picked up. The timing didn't work out very well on it. They're getting a second look. He fakes his swing there a little bit, stands up, hits a quick screen out there, but the blockers didn't get out and get anybody knocked down, and he didn't have any place to go.
There you see Terrence Cleveland trying to battle downfield at 154 pounds.
He can't run over him very well.
Making the block. Here it's got to be second down and 3 at the 38. Francis looking. There's Cleveland. Complete. Terrence Cleveland, 35, down to the 31-yard line. Cleveland, 154. Woods, 165. Bill, the second look.
Well, good job there by the offensive line, giving him plenty of time to throw. He's looking for him all the way and found him coming across wide open underneath behind some of the defenders and right in the crease. Good
Another look from the end zone. Great camera work by our experienced UTV staff. As always, doing a superlative job. Francis, pass is incomplete. Intended for Clinkscales, a little low. Stevenson defending.
Good job by Clinkscales there, Johnny. He just come down and square in. The offensive line knocked him down up front so he could throw over him. And the Clinkscales, you can see him putting him backwards there. Good job of the offensive line. Got a throwing lane right up through there. Clinkscales comes across in traffic, makes a good catch.
12-yard gain, Francis to Clinkscales, who's caught 7 passes in the game now. He's the senior from Knoxville, Austin East. Francis. Incomplete. That's Vince Carter. As the Vols have used quite a few wideouts in this game. 2 of them, of course, are not playing because of the suspension, Hale and Pryor. With Clinkscales, Carter, Woods, Pitt. The corner turning upfield and running with the football is Panuska. He gets 5 yards, knocked down by Johnson. It will be 3rd down and 5. 17-14 Tennessee. New Mexico digging in. Tennessee moving with the football. Francis, incomplete. Intended for Carter. Stevens again. Stevenson working overtime defensively.
I think they're picking on him a little bit out there.
Well, Tennessee faces a 4th down, so here is Rich in to attempt the field goal. It is good. 30-yard field goal by Rich.
He's doing an outstanding job, Don.
Outstanding job.
Put the kickoffs just like you draw them up on the board, and he's hit the field goals also.
So with 4:34 to go, Tennessee goes back up by 6 points. It's 20-14. Kicking off, Tennessee has been ahead by at least 10 every time it is given the ball. Up. Let's see this kick coming downfield. Bangs out of bounds. And so that will result in a 5-yard penalty against Tennessee. Unless New Mexico elects to take the ball there at the 6, which it does not do. So Rich moves up, and he's going to, as you see, move the ball a little further toward the east side. Now he kicks it back toward the west side line, and it will be Crum at the 10, 15, 25, out to the 30-yard line. So New Mexico, which has been in the wishbone and has done an excellent job moving in its last 2 possessions for touchdowns, trailing by 6. Here they are in the wishbone. Rucker at quarterback. Keeping. Rucker gaining.
Somebody missed a tackle early there and let him pick up big yardage.
Rucker for 19 yards. And this senior quarterback now has carried the ball 10 times for 53 yards. A second look. Robbie Scott had him momentarily, but was just ever so slightly off balance. Miller chasing. Dale Jones made the tackle. First down 10. Rogers, Charles Davis.
That's the first time that they've really stopped going out to the left side, stop that option wishbone play. You can see him fake it inside. This time they play it perfectly. Got a man on him. They take the pitch away from him. Davis has come up, played the pitch, man, and they throw him for a loss, I believe.
So it's going to be second down. And still no turnovers in this game. Tennessee leading by a score of 17-14. Pass deflected. Intercepted Davis. Charles Davis with the ball. Davis on his way 30, 20, 15, 10. Give him 6. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Hit reel.
There you go, Bill Anderson. The old tip drill.
Right, he was trying to hit his slot man on just a quick slant inside. He threw the ball behind him. He reached up, tried to catch it, tipped it into the air, and Davis is right in perfect position, very alert, picked it off, and nobody out there to stop him.
Charles Davis, his 10th career interception, returning this one for the touchdown. And the Volunteers now build the lead, scoring, well, now Tennessee's talking about it. There you see Doug Matthews, and Tennessee's going to go for 2. It's a 12-point game, so they're going to try to make it a 14-point game. And this will be Francis in motion. That was Clinkscales. Francis looking. He can run. He's going to run. Give it to it. 2 points on the conversion by Francis. And so Tennessee builds its lead. That's the end of the third quarter with the score, Tennessee 28, New Mexico 14. Quarter set to get underway. Tennessee leads by 14. New Mexico was stopped, and so the Volunteers take over first down and 10 to go. And this will be Francis rolling to the left at his own 30-yard line. Will run forward for a gain maybe of 2 yards to the 32. And the Vols will have it at that point. Second down and 8 yards to go. Francis. Play action on the fake you saw there to Panuska, who's in a tailback. Keith Davis has not played in the second half, leading us to believe that he might have sustained an injury. He is on the field down below, limping on the sideline in uniform. Pass is overthrown, intended for Thomas Woods.
The Lobos reacted very well on that one, John. Of course, it might have been a good thing that was overthrown because the defender was coming up. I think he had read that ball.
Third down. Francis, long pass. Racing Miller. It is complete. What a catch! What a catch at the 32-yard line by Anthony Miller. Junior college transfer. Over the shoulder catch. Bill Anderson. What a play.
He just lays it up and throws it out kind of like a wounded duck, and it just keeps drifting on Miller. Miller just slides with it and goes to the sideline. Great catch right on the side, right on the boundary.
Got 1 foot right there in bounds as he had possession. 32 yards on the play, and Tennessee moving with the ball. 36 actually on the game. First and 10 at the 32. Howard. Not much there. Maybe half a yard. Beatty at middle guard doing a fine job for New Mexico. Second down 10. Panuska at tailback. Francis pitched Panuska. Cuts inside. Just battles for yardage. Got about 5. Panuska from Brick, New Jersey. Has good speed.
This is Tennessee's version of the option, John. It doesn't look quite like the Lobos, but Panuska is able to pick up some pretty good yardage.
Third down upcoming. And Francis has 2 wideouts in the game as the Vols go back to the I formation against a 4-man front. Pass complete. That's Thomas Woods. And he is twisted down, but he's got a first down. Woods with the catch.
Tennessee's been taking advantage, I think, of single man coverage, and they're laying off of these speedsters pretty good, and so they just drop back there and fire it at them. They've completed these little short passes all night.
Woods 5'10", 164. Cleveland 5'9", 154. Both redshirt freshmen. Whistle sounding as play is stopped. Tennessee leading in the game 28-14. And New Mexico is asking for a timeout to readjust its defensive alignment. The fans still in the stands. A lot of people outside earlier wanted to get in the stands. Through the left side, slices Panuska.
Panuska carries.
And he got 4 or 5, maybe 6 yards, moving it down close to the 15-yard line. Let's wait till they spot the ball. Francis brings his team to the line. Tennessee leading 28-14. Panuska battling it inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. So Panuska gives Tennessee a 3rd down and 3. You see Jim Miller blocking up front, and what a job he does.
Miller's made some great blocks tonight. Of course, there's nothing fancy about that. They're just taking it right at him now. And just the simple handoffs, hitting it right up the gut.
3rd down and that much to go. Miller at fullback. Panuska is a wingback. That is he in motion, and the tailback is Howard. Pitch to Howard. Miller gives him a block, and there you see, touchdown, Big Orange. William Howard. What a job he does.
Miller's made some great blocks tonight. Of course, there's nothing fancy about that. They're just taking it right at him now. And just the simple handoffs, hitting it right up the gut.
3rd down and that much to go. Miller at fullback. Panuska is a wingback. That is he in motion, and the tailback is Howard. Pitch to Howard. Miller gives him a block, and there you see, touchdown, Big Orange. William Howard.
Big Howard came off the top of that eye and turned it inside. Just on the quick pitch, he gets his block right here. You can see Miller turn it back inside. There's another good block on the kick out. He turns it up the crease, and there's no stopping him.
76 out there blocking Harry Galbraith from Clarksville, Tennessee. John Bruin, 75 from Knoxville. Ray Robinson, 72. Woodbury. Bruce Wilkerson, 68. Simon, Still, Stewart, all have played in this football game in the offensive line. Here's Rich to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold by England. It's up and it's perfect. There's time out of the field with the score. Tennessee 35, New Mexico 14. Once more as we pick up the action with Rucker rolling to the right side to throw the football, and he felt the pressure, and 54. Dale Jones got a hand up to swat it down, incomplete. Another look at the pressure. There's 45 Miller blitzing. There's Jones on the outside. And you see he bats the ball, and 82 making a dive at a possible interception for Tennessee. Simply couldn't get there in time. And that, of course, is Charles Kimbrough. Coach Johnny Majors in coat and tie, the first time he has worn a coat and tie, coaching on the sideline for Tennessee. His wife Mary Lynn advised me during halftime that Coach Majors decided to, in this homecoming 86 year, wear the coat and tie which his father, the late Shirley Majors, wore during his long and successful coaching career. Well, this will be New Mexico. As Tennessee comes to the line of scrimmage. And it's Francis. The pass. Incomplete. Intended this time for Terrence Cleveland. Kirkendall was defending for New Mexico. That pass breakup moments ago by Jones was on a 4th down play, as I'm sure you know. We perhaps forgot to tell you that. Tennessee running out of the left side. That's Panuska. Not much there for him. Actually a loss of 3 yards on the play as Sells, last year the leading rusher for this team, right now a linebacker. He came shooting through there in great position.
Well, they've come through quite a bit. Of course, they've put pretty good pressure. Tennessee's used a short passing game a lot, but New Mexico has not been hesitant to stunt and blitz their linebackers. Tennessee's caught them a couple of times for big yardage.
Under the ball, Mathis as Garmin punts. Cut back Mathis. He's written down. Penalty marker down on the play. Tennessee leading by a score of 35-14. New Mexico guilty of clipping, costing them 15 yards, moving them back down to the 38-yard line. Rucker. He is dangerous. Strong, running through a couple of tackles. Does not have great speed, but deceptively quick on the corner.
Well, he has strong legs, John. He's broken a lot of tackles throughout the course of the ball game. There, he's just pulling away from people and slipping and finding the weak spot. Once he turns down that field, it's really hard. They don't know whether to take him or take the pitch man, and so it's a lot easier for him to break the tackle.
A gain of 9 on the run by Rucker. So on a waist down, New Mexico throws the pass intended for Mathis. It's short, as you see. Third down, a yard to go at the Lobo 47-yard line. Tennessee leading 35-14 in the final minutes of the game. Pitch. It'll be a first down and more. Rogers darting forward for a gain on the play of 10 yards. And Rogers now in 10 carries has 69 yards. Rucker has 69 yards and 18 carries. Burgess has 74 yards in 11 carries. Rucker throwing it away, incomplete. Intended there for Rogers. Kramer, number 1, defending for Tennessee. New Mexico back to the line of scrimmage. Pitch, Rogers, 40. Shoved out of bounds. 52 defending. There's Charles Davis, also defending for Tennessee downfield. Was Milton Gordon. There's Davis. Now you see Milton Gordon coming in, 52. He's from Jacksonville, Florida, freshman linebacker, inside linebacker. Burgess, quick opener through the middle, and he's been very, very consistent, a 4-yard gain. So now in 12 carries, Burgess has 78 yards. And for New Mexico, it's going to be 4th down upcoming. They'll try for it. Pitch. Rogers needed 2. I think he barely got 2. Davis tackled him. The fake to Burgess, the pitch to Rogers. And 82 making the stop is Kimbrough, of course, and 52 is Gordon. Into the football game comes Simmons at fullback. And Simmons carries through the right side, and he has enough for a first down. First down, New Mexico. Back to throw. Pass downfield is complete. Whitehead with the ball. He carries it on to the 4-yard line.
Good execution by Rucker that time. He fakes a dive down inside. If we get a second look at it, the hole of it, there it is. Comes out, sets up. Of course, left-handed passer, that's the easy throw for him, and he found the man right there in the crease in the open spot.
Kimbrough, Charles Kimbrough, made a reach for a deflection, but it was just a bit out of his grasp, and the pass is complete. And New Mexico gives to Simmons, and Simmons scores for the Lobos. Simmons carries 4 yards for the touchdown, and New Mexico picks up its 20th point. There you see the blocking up front on the right side by Maney and McCabe. And Simmons, who's on for Burgess, scores the touchdown as you see him popping into pay dirt. And here will be Bell to attempt the extra point. 4th period. Kick is good. The score is now Tennessee 35, New Mexico 21, and the guess would be an onside kick. There's the shift. Here is Bell bounding it. It's grabbed and saved, and I think it's Charles Benton. senior from Spring City. Let's see as they untangle, and it will be Benton, sure-handed defensive secondary player and punt returner, who makes the reception of the kick, and Tennessee will now just try to stall the clock away. There you see the play by Benton, who covers it and downs it immediately. And Tennessee comes to the line. Shifting. I'm not sure he was set. Give goes to Howard. Howard runs through 2 tackles. That all may go for naught. If Panuska was not set on that shift, Bill, there could be a penalty upcoming, and that's exactly what it's going to be. Tennessee gets an extra down and some extra time to tick it away. The clock is stopped, but of course they have 4 downs. And this is Howard banging up the middle. Ball rests on 1st and 15 at the Volunteer 48-yard line. Final minutes of the game. Tennessee seeking to win the season opener in Knoxville. Bobble reaching out to save it. William Howard, that's the 3rd fumble he has suffered in this game. He has recovered each of them, Bill, thus far.
Well, he doesn't normally bobble that ball. Let's get another look here. It looks like he might have been looking downfield as to where he was going to run rather than looking at the ball, and it got away from him there, but he reacted and got on it.
He pulls it back in to his grasp and actually pulled it away from Jeff Francis, who was diving on it from his quarterback position. That's Jim Miller in there at fullback now, and Miller carries the ball through the left side for a gain of a yard or 2. 3rd down for Tennessee at the 46-yard line. Joe Lee Dunn, who played at the University of Tennessee Chattanooga and played on this very field, not this same surface, but at Shields-Watkins Field, as a quarterback in 1969. Coached here as the head coach of New Mexico in his first year back in 1983, succeeding Joe Morrison after Morrison left New Mexico to go to South Carolina. Here is Garman getting the punt away. Oh, he hits it well. Backing up Mathis is going to let it bounce. Tennessee trailing it. Poole tried to clip the ball behind his back, but instead it got hung up, and the momentum of his coverage carried it into the end zone. So here's New Mexico. Back to throw will be Rucker. Setting up, pass downfield. It is intercepted, Tennessee. Terry Brown comes away with the interception. The final score, Tennessee 35, New Mexico 21. Stay tuned. We'll take you to the ball locker room for interviews after this message from your local sponsors.